Good evening, Dean Davison, liveweatherblogs.com meteorologist with your overnight outlook. Let's take a look at current temperatures here in the 8 o'clock hour. We have 20 degrees in Bluefield, 26 in Roanoke, 25 in Lynchburg, and 31 in Dansville. There's a lot of stations that are not reporting at this hour. And taking a look for the national picture, 32 in the nation's capital, 34 Boston, 30 Louisville, 37 hot Atlanta, 61 warm down here in Miami, 53 in Dallas. We got Santa Fe at 41, 50 in Salt Lake City, 61 in Los Angeles, 41 Seattle, 15 in Billings. Here's some real cold air. Minneapolis 9, and 14 Chicago. So stuff we got to keep an eye on. Very cold air has penetrated itself. We're getting this return flow in this warm air here in Texas. We're talking about temperatures that may be in the 80s in the next couple of days. All right, satellite picture. Satellite showing the low pressure system currently located up here off of Long Island. Let's bring the north winds back into here to Roanoke, cooling temperatures down. Before our next system comes in from the west, tracks somewhat of this aspect, and later in the week, maybe setting us up for a coastal system that may affect the whole entire east coast towards Christmas Eve, something we got to keep an eye on, and I'll show you that later in the models. Alright, synoptic maps. Here's our low, the precipitation near the coastline. We may see some mixed precipitation right along the coast. Also some lake effect snow now kicking back in, and we got this massive low, which was caused so 15 feet of snow, not 15 inches, 15 feet of snow here in the western United States, and also into the Intermountain West. We're getting some heavy snow. This will move into the Intermountain West. The low will strengthen itself over the area near the Cape. The winds will increase, but nothing more than that, as the flows in the central part of the U.S. try to project to the east. And they will, and this is where we have to watch this for Tuesday night and Wednesday, and then the next one to push in coming up for the weekend, and that could be interesting. You see how these lows are setting up here. This could give us some light winter precipitation about midweek, but then beyond that, we may have the bigger issue, which could be a coastal storm for the late part of the week. 2 hours here on the 18Z run for the GFS. You can see this is Saturday. This is Christmas. We have this low pressure system that's showing it back in Kentucky. That'll keep warm air here to start it off, except for in the areas where the cold air damming is. Places like Kentucky, parts of Tennessee, this may be a lot of rain and some snow starting here in the cold air damming along the Appalachians and Blue Ridge. But this will also change as we project along in this month. Here we go. The warm air pushes then into Roanoke. So the Roanoke area would get rain in this predicament to start off with. So that would be rain for around Christmas time, before that low then shifts to the coastline near Norfolk or part of North Carolina. That's where it's going to become interesting. That's when you get cold air coming back in through areas like Roanoke that we turn to snow. And this could be what becomes very interesting for the Northeast and even for Roanoke starting on Christmas Day. Hour 144, this will pull the cold air and heaviest snow towards Pittsburgh in that area. That's down through Roanoke, Charlottesville. And the low then would pump in the warm air, unfortunately, to Philly and in D.C. areas. This would be also Christmas Day as the day goes on. So we have a mixture, definitely a mixture situation. This is also cranked up to a 992 low, and it will continue to deepen. The one thing that this latest run would do is also keep the snowfall, unfortunately, more inland. You change it, but it's just riding the coast a lot closer than the 0Z did last night, and we'll have to see how this all happens. Strong precipitation will be off the coast, but this would be right over Philadelphia, the low, which wouldn't be very much probable for the snow aspect of things, unless enough cold air entrenches itself in. And that rate, we will be looking up then 5, 6, 7 inches plus. Definitely heavy snow like that will occur if this model comes to intuition along the lakes and back through parts of West Virginia and Virginia. So cold air would be there, that definitely. And like I said, this was down to 96, and this thing would also start moving very slowly, and it would sit over like New York City region. It would bomb out inland a little bit, and that's, like I said, not the best thing if you want snow here for Philadelphia or Atlantic City. But as I said, this model can change easily. It seems like a lot of these models can be projecting east further as they go along. So that would work out perfectly if you wanted that to happen. This low keep cranking up and barely moving. So places like parts of Massachusetts, Maine, they're going to get blasted. No matter what way you look at it, if the storm comes close enough to the coast, they're going to get blasted with snow. Might get some more snow pulled back into the mountains and also into the Roanoke Valley for Sunday. This is going to be a longer term situation. Anything that opens up, it's strong, and what also you have to watch out for is you got this high pressure is blocking really bad. It is blocking hardcore on this low, and that's why this is cranking up. And this would have enough cold air to start supporting snow. But like I said, we're out to 984 in the low. It's still sitting off of Connecticut, New York City region. It moves hardly any in 36 hours. Like I said, that high is blocking, and the low, between the high and the low, is strengthening and pushing that onshore flow. So that's what we have to watch out for. And then there's, you get this -10 definite cold air, and so you get definite cold air come back into the picture for the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic, and you still see the green on here shows precipitation. So this would be, in this situation, would be in a projected area that could end the snow or make snow. But how heavy? That's all stuff we gotta watch at the end of the week, and we'll definitely have a new run 00, which is about 10:30, which is 2 hours from now. That we'll see where that goes with this, and stick with liveweatherblogs.com for those. Somebody might run a blog tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, or I may update this one, at least an image of what 00 did. Okay? Alright, now we're going to go to the national picture and then into our local forecast. Winter storm warnings up here in the northern areas, winter weather advisories, winter storm watches, and you see how that's all projecting itself across the east. Red flag warnings for fire danger here in Florida and in Texas. Local Roanoke forecast. Mostly clear overnight, 21-36 Monday with sunny skies. 24 increasing clouds on Monday night. 41 Tuesday with rain and sleet mixture. Then we have Wednesday at 44, Thursday at 43, and before we get into the next possible system with wintry precipitation and the triad. 22 overnight, 41 on Monday, 46 Tuesday, 47 on Wednesday, 46 on Thursday as we get into towards the next storm in the triad also. So a lot to watch here in liveweatherblogs.com. In the next week we have the storm that may come around for a Christmas time, may give us a white Christmas anywhere from Roanoke up through the Northeast. We have to watch it because models are going to be all over the place and it will change. And we'll keep you updated on all the changes and what looks to happen this week on liveweatherblogs.com. For liveweatherblogs.com, this is meteorologist Dean Davison with your overnight outlook. Thank you.